Hello boys, it's me, Cool Yoshi here, and welcome back to my 100% blind playthrough of the new Pokémon Snap for Nintendo Switch. In the last episode, we left off in the Marcopia Islands some more, trying to finish off all of the requests on Lental C4, but this time we're going to be taking a break and heading back to Blushing Beach Day as there are quite a few photos we missed. As with pretty much everyone I've done before, I very heavily recommend using burst mode for this, and you may or may not want to zoom in on some of these photos because that will mess up whether or not you get a 4-star. So, starting with the first one, this is actually more or less straightforward. So, when I looked up Blossom's 4-star, it told me to play a melody, but the dance you get for the melody isn't actually a 4-star. To get the proper dance to work, you actually have to throw it at a Lumina Orb instead. That's what seemed to work. Because as soon as you do that, the Blossom will do kind of an interesting dance. I've not quite memorized what gets that to work, but yeah, you don't have to really complain about it. So, again, I kind of just use burst mode for those tricky ones and hope I get a 4-star within that. Okay, so for this second one, you absolutely must take the secret route to get this. It's actually an Alta 3-star pattern for Stunfisk, which you can only get after it's fed Fluffruit. There is another one that could potentially be done. Anyways, just wait for it to eat a Fluffruit and then spam the crap out of the burst mode and you should get a photo of it jumping up happily. It was pretty easy to figure out. I didn't need to actually search out fully because the text said happy vibes, so I already know how to do that, so I just gave it a Fluffruit and that got it seconds up. For Blastoise, he actually has another unique fuzz. We have to first wake him up, like we did before, and interrupt his pose, which causes him to do this, which causes him to shoot water cannons out, which is actually pretty cool. I actually like that a lot better than his 4-star pose, though. Being able to blast off with its rockets is also pretty cool, but it's hard to tell. This one, I guess mainly just because this one looks a lot better. So, anyway. I'm just going to auto-pick these this time, since I'm starting to get a little bit tired of trying to pick through specific photos. Since we don't need to do any requests, we could just pick whichever one the game thinks is the best one. The reason why I'm just trying to include so many of them is because I thought initially that zooming in to get a better photo would just result in it being a 3-star, so that's why I zoomed out there on purpose. But there we go, we got all 3 of those Pokemon fully completed now in just one attempt. And now for Seviper, we have a very quick strategy planned for him. We're gonna be doing 2 very quick lasers, one at the beginning of the course and then once more at the ending. If you are playing on Research Level 3 though, it does take quite a little bit while to do that. That being said, the Marcopia Beach Day, night is where we're going. We're going to Marcopia Beach night. Unfortunately, that doesn't have anything lower than level 2, so you'll probably have to deal with the Seviper doing its 4-star pose. The simple way of dealing with it is to just cause it to come out early. It'll sharpen its tail and then things will appear later. I like that unique 4-star pose, which is just them doing their cow. It's just really cute. So if you wanted to get 10 4-star or 3-star poses, this is one good place where you could potentially do it. As with most of these, you'll want to stay in zoom mode if you want to slow this down enough to get the good pose, because Otherwise, so, yeah. Again, in our quick, we're just going to, throw up, or, get that's the hit pose, which I was wanting for a long time, and then automatically select it so I could skip going into the animation for that, because this is faster than just picking the photo normally. And for this third one, we will be also trying for a diamond, potentially, if we happen to get it. And this should give us our max research level on this course as well, since that's unique Pokemon. There we go. Again, most of these research level maxes we're kind of just getting on accident. Okay. So now we just retry and get the R1, and that's about it. And from here, we're kind of just going to go around and do requests in the water area.
Good luck.
Alright. I hate that Pikachu interaction in research level 2 of this. It's actually pretty unique. I like it way better than the 4-star, the original 4-star, just because it's probably worth more points, because the Neo 1, Pikachu playing in Neo 1 was already pretty cool, but, that, I like that much better, because it's generally a nice interaction, because they are both male and female, so they're, if you could say it very much, I think they're essentially going out on a date of some sorts. Makes sense. Or at least a walk, that's what it is. Alright. So Viper actually has a really interesting alteration for its 3-star. You, take a picture when it's trying to, threaten monetarily, but instead of, getting it to get attacked by something else, you have to attack it yourself with a fluff food, and that causes him to look at you like, what are you doing? Oh, and can't you see I'm trying to, have this artillery for lunch? I think that's what it really wants. Good. Nice first try diamond. 3-star, that's nice. And that should be all the Pokemon there. I actually did a thorough check this time to try and make sure that I got all of them. And now we're going to be going back to the Undersea now and completing the rest of the request there. For one of them, we will be, of course, resuming out to try and get some interesting things done. Okay. Alright. So this first request is a bit tricky, to say the least. There are a couple of our secret ones haven't gotten yet, which there's been one that's I've had for quite a while that I haven't gotten, and I just figured out how to do that request, and that's the one for the Creedilly one, but I'll kind of talk about that later. So, there is one request we missed on the alternative route, which is just another Starmie one. I'm not sure if you can get this while, Frillish and the other person is around, because Frillish appears here if you just do stuff normally. Anyway. Now, there are a couple of things that I did miss that I am trying to find out about. Currently, the Lantern 4-star, as well as, The Luminola 3-star, which I found out I'm gonna be getting for one of the requests anyways. 4-star pose for Quillfish, and that's about it. There's nothing really much else to do. Since I have a little bit of time on this, I'm just gonna use, again, I'm trying to use the downtime on this to also look on my iPad for what particular thing I'm missing. Just so I can get it done when I get back to it. Because some of these I don't even know how to get most of the poses. Okay, this is the more important part. It's actually pretty straightforward. All you have to do is make Starmie appear and swim away in multiple locations. There are 2 different Starmie you can wake up. You don't have to wake up them all, but I believe doing so might give you more points, so it's better to just do that. Any Illumina orb will automatically wake them up. Okay, that's new. So as with many of these other ones, we have to wait for the crystal bloom to reappear, and then later near the very end of the course we can summon Starmie back using that same method that we did from before. It's kind of crazy, actually. I'm just gonna make sure I get the page that I'm looking at. Alright. So Freyna in particular gets rid of the Frillish in one of the spots. And there you can see Starmie finally swimming back. It takes quite a while to get. Hit it with an Illumina Orb and it's gonna do a pose. Kind of strange to figure out whether or not it has its 4-star pose or not, but... Okay. Alright, we did get it. Alright. We're gonna trust the auto mode again and hope it shows us a good photo of Starmie. This Rainbow Glow is its 4-star and also automatically completes the request that we're going for. Okay, so I was actually correct about the Lantern 4-star, but the timing to get the 4-star is once again very limited, which means... Yep, you guessed it, we're gonna have to spam the crap out of Burst Mode again. As with many of these, Burst Mode is extremely helpful since you can get the exact frames that it actually does its 4-star pose, meaning you can get it a lot easier. And yes, if you do it too early or too late, it'll just result in a 3-star instead. It's very difficult. This is actually probably one of the more difficult ones to get done, which, no surprise there, really. We should probably have expected it to be hard right now. Strange how long this route takes to open. It's a bit annoying, actually. It takes from what looks like an extra 10 or 15 seconds just for it to open up, which is kind of brutal. Okay, so we have to do the same steps as we were doing the Lugia pose before, but this time we need to make sure the reticle also doesn't capture Phyllis instead, because sometimes that could happen. It could get cows a photo of Phyllis instead. As with many of these, we're not gonna immediately zoom through it. We're gonna wait for everything to appear first. And just like before, we need to get a aluminum orb for lantern just so that it goes down. And then just kind of wait again. This time around, we're gonna purposely wait a little bit for a nearby Whalmer to pass by after the Whittler first appears, before we throw the aluminum orb. And then once we get it, we'll mass photos until the escape fully completes, and then we'll run. So here, we're gonna wait. There he is. Has to be very precise. The timing on this is very quick. Just like most of the other photos that came before it, we need the exclamation point as our sign that we got it. Very precise timing.
Let's do this. Perfect timing.
It's defending itself with the light on its antenna. You capture it at the exact right moment. Yeah, indeed I did. Alright. Okay, now we just have to go for requests now. Okay. Now we wait for a little bit because we can't really do much for the next little bit. Well, actually you don't have to fully wait, but we do need to wait until we get to a specific spot in the regular route to get to the spot. So while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the 4-star for Quillfish. Oh wow, there's a different lane. Okay. Alright, so it is actually an innate pose that is hidden on Research L3. Again, I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to do this. So, for this animation to work really well, we're gonna wait until we find a Cradilly that's kind of close to us. So that means we're probably going to have to do this at the last possible moment here. Start by waking him up by hitting his face off. Hitting him in the face. And then spam the crap out of the aluminum orb, which will cause it to do that. Make sure to repurpose its Illumina Go, because for that thing to be complete, it needs the Illumina Go, otherwise it will not work. There's also a second part that could be kind of tricky as well. So this Whalmer really loves to get in the way, but if you hit him just right, things will happen. So if we hit one of these Ominola multiple times, it has to be a specific one. They can be kind of tricky sometimes to do. This one I'll probably end up waiting on because of how long it might take to get an actually good photo. Also, I just realized the Cloudster duel only really happens on Research Level 2. Okay, I am still going for the full mission because there is yet another secret that is on Research Level 3. Okay, they're just kind of doing that. Alright. Alright, this is the part where we have to look for the rest of them that has love disc around it, but we need one with 4 of them simultaneously. It's kind of tricky the way it works. And then they'll flip their shape as they go through us. Oh. Oh. It's kind of tricky the way it works. As with many requests, it is kind of tricky to get done. Alright, there. That one, the Pokemon is fully visible. Makes it a bit easier. Alright. That's kind of annoying. They didn't flip at all, which is kind of annoying. But anyways, we got our request completed. The one that we are immediately going for. The Luminola one is probably much more trickier though, because not only is there a random chance you have to deal with, but you also need to know which Luminola to hit, and it can be so tricky to do. You pretty much have to stall one of the Luminolas long enough so that, it gets hit by a Frillish, or whatever. It needs to be caught by Frillish. At some point. That's your, freeze-star pose, and you actually have to get the pose for Frillish instead, because it's the only thing that'll give us turns. I didn't see if I know of it that cost or did anything, so yeah. Again, none of this is really easy. We have to do this really specifically. So, apparently one difference that makes things a little bit different is... Okay, let's get this guy to swim off towards his specific spot. Because we do need that to hand. Every time you bonk one, it'll move around the second spot again. Don't really know what to do, so we're probably just gonna stare at it for a little bit. That's while we wait for it to do stuff. It's kind of tricky what you're supposed to do to get Frillish to appear, but anyways. Alright, there he goes. Just kind of smacked him with a pin missile. Like, nothing's different. Okay, now that we're done with that, we don't have to worry about other random objects, so I'm actually gonna pause and take a look at this. I don't want to initially remove this right away because... Oh yeah, just as I thought, you need a melody again. I always forget... I go for this so fast, I always forget that I have to play the melody for some of these. It's so annoying. It's really brutal. Okay. Alright, so now we have to go back to the specific thing that we saw from before. But now we wait for us to get to that specific spot, and then we have to play a melody to get this done. That's about it. There's nothing really else to do here. Okay. Nice. Alright. Kind of interesting how a lot of people don't know that you're supposed to do some of those secrets. They're just really brutal. They don't really tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. I want one with the Illumina glow on it. So we'll take that one. Because it looks the most like the actual wheel there. And we can see their faces a bit better on that. Huh. It looks just like a 4-leaf clover. Fantastic. You capture exactly at the right moment. Nice. Okay, now time for probably one of the toughest requests in this area. I've always mentioned there'd be a lot of requests that are annoying, but this is probably the toughest request in this particular area. Just because it's the way you have to deal with it is kind of annoying. And there's our reward thing. We just got something that told us we fully completed 150 different Pokemon. That means we're getting very close to actually a fully 100% in the game. So that's a good sign of things to come. Okay, now for the tricky part. We have to hit the Illuminola and the weed multiple times with a fall fruit. At least the one that's leading. And some people have shown that this request can be a little bit annoying. So a little bit of extra manipulation you could do. You could just smack the Whalmer first. That'll cause it to flee, and then you won't have to deal with that anymore. It's kind of tricky. Figuring out exactly which one to hit is kind of tricky. I think if we scan, maybe we'll see if they're... yeah. This one's probably gonna take a little while, just a little bit of a warning. As with most of these. You could probably use zoom feature, speed up to turbo to kind of cheese it a little bit, so I will go ahead and do that so I can get an easier shot on it, hopefully. Okay, so this is not just like a normal badness that is happening. It just happens to be really bad. And yes, there you see kind of a little bit of an RNG. You can actually get either Pimikyu or the other Pokemon to appear. And these do trade places at some point. Yeah. It's so difficult to hit them. Here we go. Good grief, that was annoying. You don't have to hit them both. You just need to hit the first one. It's kind of tricky the way you're supposed to hit it, too. You're gonna have to hit it multiple times. And then if you wait long enough, they'll get caught by something. Oh, there he comes. Oh! Okay, there we go. Eat. Excuse me. Okay, we got a full Frillish in there. That's the important part. You have to get a full Frillish. Not Luminola, otherwise it will not count. It's kind of tricky. And using burst mode just to make this a bit easier. Just like before, a 4-star photo of Frillish will do it. And we also mix this with this because when you take a photo of a Luminola during this, it's the only time you can get its 3-star pose. It's kind of weird how it works like that, but there you go. We kind of just took out 2 big problems in one run. Our request as well as Luminola done. And you could kind of see how that's supposed to work, because normally in the Neo 1 we'll kind of just go past the thing and then immediately enter the cave before that. By hitting him with a Fruit, he gets interrupted and kind of just stops, and that's what you want to see. That's a sign that you've gotten the request to work. And now for the only other request left, which can, as far as I know, is only doable on Research Level 2, since the cluster fight does not occur on any other particular research level. So we have to do this on Research Level 2 from what I know. And I already know how to do it exactly. I've actually done it multiple times. I've just not knowing that apparently to get the request to complete itself, you need to get them both at the same time during the water gun fight, as well as make sure there's one of them is the subject of the photo. If you get someone else, it won't count. Thankfully, you get 3 times to actually hit them with an Illuminar before things will happen. I think what you're looking for is just a 4-star photo of Clawitzer. And if you see the boulders with the cluster on there, that's a good sign that you are on Research Level 2. And I'll go ahead and look this up while I go through. If anybody complains about you can't get both in the photo after hitting them with an orb, you probably will have to do the similar thing that you did with the other requests that you did here. In other words, you have to make sure that you have all the stuff done. And the caustic duel only happens on Research Level 2, so we can't get it on any other Research level. Unfortunately. It's another sneaky one. I was trying to get this for a while. I was just missing the fact that I had to hit it with an Illuminorb. Now we just wait for them to start their fight, and I think for the best possible photo, we have to wait until after they go around the second loop to do that. So we'll force them to fire here, and then try and snap one right before it fires. Oh, missed. I think probably the big problem is the fact that, if you don't, do the second one correct, it kind of just does stuff. And also, I quit so early that I didn't press the wrong button again. I like to do that a lot. For those of you who are wondering why it's so hard to potentially get both of them in, that's because when they go behind you, I don't think you can actually get them both in. So you actually, theoretically, only have 2 chances to get this duel. So it's actually kind of difficult. You also can't do it too early because then when they fire, they'll do it too early and you won't get a good angle on the shot itself. Beyond that, though, just like all of the others, we're going to use burst mode because that makes it a lot easier. And part of the reason why we want to use zoom mode here is to skip getting stopped by the first cluster at the beginning of this, because he will go to that area and try and shoot that rock out. If we get behind him, it's kind of slow, so we are using turbo mode to get ahead of them so that doesn't happen. And yes, I did not use turbo mode for that part, so it is possible to do that entire request without turbo mode. If anything, it actually hurts you more than it helps you in this stage. It's only really useful just to get back to the section where you found the cluster. That's about it. And again, this triggers on the same file every single time, so we have to wait for him to go through. What you're supposed to do is just kind of tricky also. Don't worry about it, everything's fine. Nothing is happening. Ugh. Ew. Come on, I did it so late. Okay. It's a very small attempt, but we'll go ahead and... I went ahead and snapped it anyways, but they're barely in the picture. As you can see, to get this to work perfectly, you need to get it on the second try only. And... okay, only this one shows the full duel. In fact, I'm not sure if any of the frames show it. Well, just finished without showing them. That's considered another fail. That is such a brutal thing to get. It also doesn't help the fact that your Lumina Orb's so delayed on this particular course that it almost never goes where you want. And yes, that's not just that's not RNG fail. That is my bad fail there, as you can see. Because I have to try and throw the Lumina Orb before the second one. And I've been missing it like crazy. Ugh, so annoying. It's fine. I'll probably do this for another 7 minutes or so, and if I fail another few tries, I'm probably gonna have to just reset until I show you a photo with them actually doing the gunfight. This is another one of those very tight moments, by the way, where it's very tough to actually get both of them while doing the water gun duel. What seems to work the best is as the charging animation starts tends to be the best falls. It will not be 4-star unless you get one of them to charge and smack one of them in the face. I think just because of the way it works, it's guaranteed to be 4-star. Okay. Instead of waiting fully, I am gonna go ahead and yes, just a little bit. Again, you don't want to shoot them too early. Like right when they start firing at this first bit, this seems to work the best. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on retrying every time I miss that stupid shot until we finally get it to work, because holy crap, it's so annoying. It's just trying to hit it with an Illuminor, but I've missed like 3 times now. Gosh dang, I need to work on not being a dummy aimer. Good grief. Yes, you can get it from behind as well, but again, if you're too close on the later tries, it won't count as a full 4-star because you need to snap it at the exact moment they duel. So, in other words, it has to be zoomed out basically the entire time, and you have to get both of them in the full, obviously, because otherwise it won't work. Again, if we just hit him with an Illumina Orb right away, he will do his super shot a little bit too quickly. We need him to do it after that animation is. And there is a decent... And it's not... And you can see, it's not a terrible shot. You have a decent amount of time to hit him. I've just been missing him, like, 5 times for some reason. It's so stupid. Oh, gosh. That was a bit scary. Okay, finally smacked him. Alright. This should work. Okay. Hopefully that works, but also a Magikarp also kind of got in the way, so I don't know. It's kind of trolly whenever Pokemon try their best to get in the way of your photo. Okay, there it is. We got one of them actually dueling. It's only one 4-star photo. Okay, we're just gonna show this one to the professor. So frustrating that Magikarp got in the way at the last minute. That still counted. But, as you can see, he didn't really give us a bad pose, because... Yeah. That seems like one where maybe if I do zoom, I might be able to get a better angle at it. But... it's fine. Actually, once you actually get the duel, it's not too bad. Kloster's 4-star photo will count as your, insert hill, and that should be it for a request in Marcopia, hopefully, this time. Okay. Alright. Oh, you saw them too? Wait. You actually saw Phyllis grab a Luminola. How did I miss that? You're kidding me. You actually got that shot? How'd you do it? Come on, tell me. Oh, I know. What I noticed was Starmie's glowing core. Thanks for figuring that out for me. Wow, this is a perfect shot. You should totally show this off to your friends. Ah, thank you. The dance is just as cute. Okay, yeah, all the requests have been completed, so now we no longer have to worry about that. This actually made for a decently balanced video, so I could just end this episode right now after I finish this, but... it might not be over yet. I'm gonna check, the sea area first in this, before I do anything else. We have registered every Pokemon in Marcopia, so we are not missing one, that's for sure. We also registered the main one of the Illumina spot, so we don't have to worry about that one either. Sorry I'm not saying each Pokemon is complete, because I guess it gets kind of boring after a while. I think it's easier to just go through all the different spots, skip stuff as they appear, and then just hope for something else. And yes, apparently them charging up their shot during a duel counts as a 4-star. It's kind of interesting. And what makes it a 4-star specifically is the fact that there's another Pokemon in that shot. Without that Pokemon, nothing happens at all. It's a bit annoying, actually. Again, I did check a lot of this. And that's why I didn't want to say anything was done, because I forgot that I've still got Glycopod to go. But I'm also checking the others to make sure they're done. Hamperl I thought I was missing. Or I guess I was missing it for a while, but now I'm not anymore. Since we still have a lot of time, we don't have to cut out anything. We can simply go back to Research Level 3 to get the Glycopod 3-star, I think. Unless it is Research Level 2 exclusive. Again, it is a secret one. Okay, we're gonna go straight to this thing again. And we should be done now. Yes, I checked the other course to make sure it was already complete, but I will do a final check once everything is done. And hopefully get this right. I'll just start on research level 3, and if things go bad, okay. Okay, so looks like getting the 3-star R is actually the exact same as getting the 4-star photo for that particular thing, which means we have to go for the secret route again. Turns out the secret route is not done yet. Again, in 100%, you wouldn't really know to do this. Oh. Again, this alternate route kind of takes forever to show up. I don't like it. It takes forever for it to show up. It's kind of annoying, actually. Now, again, I have turbo mode, so this is way easier to do than if you did this in regular mode without turbo feature. And you can kind of see why I started ignoring a lot of the requests in the end game and trying to go to the end of it as soon as possible. Because with a lot of these games, when you're trying to 100% them, often going to just get all of the Pokemon won't get you anywhere. In fact, it won't really get you much in this. Like, regardless of what you do, you're going to have to do an 80% portion at some point. The only thing that's really different is, in 100%, in addition to getting all the stuff up to level 2, you are trying to get as many photos of different Pokemon stars clumped together so that you can also get their photos done at the same time. So, it's kind of tricky, actually, but once you get it done, it's actually pretty easy, though. And yes, I did take a photo of the whale lord too. Every time you take a photo of a new Pokemon in an area, you got experience for that area, so it is definitely important to show that. And there's not really much else to do, since that particular Pokemon only stops moments later. We have to use zoom in to get a really good shot, so yeah. Before you do this, actually trying to do this normally is very difficult. You already saw me trying to attempt it and basically getting nowhere really quick. But by having this turbo mode, we can just make this so much easier. Nice, okay, we're gonna wake him up. And now we wait again while it does its slow walk. I don't know what exactly is its 3-star, so I'm gonna play it a little bit safe. Keep the burst mode on. Try and snap a good photo of both him and his buddy training at the same time. So that way I can do other stuff. As with many of these, if you don't know how to get the particular photo you're looking for, it's better to just spam the crap out of the burst mode. So that way you get the exact frame when it does that. It makes getting a lot of these way easier. Okay. Looks like we got a 3-star, but it's facing the other way. Okay. Alright. Well, that got that done. Alright. So now time for the next 100% check. By the way, after doing this next 100% check, we will have completed over 50%, potentially 75% of this 100%. That means after who knows how many videos this has been, almost, I think this is going to be like my 40th soon. 40th part or whatever. Or 39th maybe. we will now be 75% done with the full 100%. And yes, I'm not including research titles because those are kind of hard to do. We are at 203 total Pokemon registered right now. So still a little while before we get them all, but in Durst we should be able to easily get them all once we get a few of them done. So anyways, back to location checks as we've been doing before. So time to show off everything. Executor is complete. Pikachu is already complete from a previous video. Crabballer is complete, along with Lapras. Wingull's complete. Blossom's now complete. Finneon is complete. Pimilcu is complete. That one was kind of tricky to get. Vivian is already complete. We kind of showed it off in a previous video. But I'll go ahead and show it off anyways, just to make sure nobody misses that. And then Stunfisk is now complete. Tilly was complete. Crystal is complete. Blastoise is now complete. That one was pretty easy to do backup of. I already did Executor. Raichu is complete as well. And this next part should be really quick because there's only one really new Pokemon we got. So Zangoose is complete. Jiffbrum is complete. Yeah, I wanted to make sure. Sometimes I forget. Inkay is complete. There's multiple different places where you can get as full. So Viper's complete. Just kind of looking around here. Clamperl is complete. And so is Primarina. And Marini. Kind of interesting the way, its 4-star pose works. It was kind of tricky to figure out. Sandy Gas is complete, and that's basically the last unique Pokemon in this area, and now, yeah, okay, everything's complete here. So we're gonna quickly move on to Reef and show you all the new stuff. So Mantine is complete, along with Pikachu, so we already did. Sharpedo is complete. That was Magikarp. He was already complete from the beginning. Squirtle is complete. And all the others are actually basically the same here. Oh, and Pelipper is complete. He only appears in this area. And Marini already checked. So, yeah, not a lot of new Pokemon here. What, like 3 new Pokemon, including Willard, which is also complete. And then in Wraith Evening, this has a lot more stuff to do. So Vaporeon is complete. And so is Manphy. Again, when I do the legendary Pokemon, I know they can only be gotten in one try, so I kind of do them all together just to make it quicker. So, made sure he was fully completed. And Vaporeon is the only really new one here, other than Blastoise, which we already checked. And of course, Primarina over here. So, yeah, that area is now fully complete. And now to the underwater area, which has the most unique Pokemon of all of them areas, probably. So Tentacruel is complete, Starmie is complete, as well as Chintu, and K already did, along with, I believe, all the Pokemon here, except Illuminoa. She's now complete, thanks to the... Nice. And Love Disc is complete. Kind of interesting that Pelipper appears here. That should be all of them here. Cradily is now complete thanks to its pose that we got. Wailmer is complete. I forgot to show that, I think, so made sure that was completed. Frillish is complete, along with Quillfish. Oh, all these guys are all the same. Oh, and yes, Cluster is complete as well. That was the most recent one we completed, though. Then, in this underground area, we have Lugia, which is complete. Glycopod, which is now complete. Starmie already checked. So is Frillish as well. Tentacle is also complete, along with Starmie. Oh, and let's not forget about Lumineon. I nearly forgot about him in the last episode, so it could be a little bit crazy, and... yeah, I actually don't see anything else. There's quite a few new uniques, and then, of course, Wishiwashi is also fully complete. I like how since I got its solo form, it kind of just does this really cool effect or something. It's really funny, actually, the way it goes. Alright. And there we go. With that, that means, the Marcopia Islands, we have gotten every single Pokemon photographed 1 through 4 star in the Marcopia Islands, meaning that area is now completely 100%. With that, we're going to end the episode right there. See you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.